Miss Shore, you're so awesome. Good evening, welcome. We're so excited that you're here today for our Student Citizen of the Month. It's one of our favorite things that we do as a council. I'm Jen Daniels, I'm the mayor of Gilbert. We have council member Jordan Ray, Vice Mayor Eddie Cook, council member Scott Anderson, council member Bridget Peterson, council member Jared Taylor, and one more. I don't see her.
She's out here.
Does she know where to go? We have a brand new council member, and we're not doing a very good job leading her along. So we'll make sure that council member Amy Yentes also joins us tonight. Valerie, will you help with that? Okay, thanks. We have to be better people than that, right? Like, bring her with us. It's not a hazing ritual, I promise. Okay, so thank you so much. We're excited our students are here especially. There are some really exciting things happening within education in the town of Gilbert, and you're all part of it, and that's pretty incredible. Especially our teachers, our administrators, and anyone who works in our schools. If you're one of those individuals, will you please stand so we can give you a round of applause? Education is still the number one reason that people are coming to Gilbert. And so thank you for the work that you're doing. You're helping us become a better community. We want to make sure we honor those teachers. Did you know they don't have to be here tonight? They don't have to be here tonight. They're off hours, right? As if there are off hours for our teachers. But if they had some tonight, they'd be able to hang out and maybe do some other fun things. But also, they took the time to fill out the application for your child. And it's not an extensive application, but certainly there were probably lots of options and lots of opportunities. And your child was chosen because maybe not because we don't pick the kids that have like the best grades, or we don't pick the kids that have all of the athletic abilities or are on student council. Like that's not why we do this. We do this because our youth are showing incredible character. Maybe they're overcoming something. Maybe they have worked really hard to improve. Maybe they've learned something new and they've been able to share it with someone else. And more than likely, they're a really, really good person. And I'm really grateful for that and for all of the youth that we have in the community. It's why we do what we do. We want our students to be able to have a future right here in the town of Gilbert. And so we hope that we're creating those opportunities as a council. Super important for us. Right now, I would love to get a helper. And you look like you might be a good helper. Would you come up here and help me? He doesn't bite. He's really nice. Okay, good. What's your name?
Kinsley.
Hi, Kinsley. How are you? Thanks for coming to Town Hall. We have all the names of the teachers in here who submitted a name. And then there's a gift card to Sal's Gilbert Pizza that we want to give one of those teachers. Can you pick a name? And if you don't pick your own teacher's name, they will still like you. You want to open it up for us? All right, let's see who it is. All right, thank you. Nice job, Kinsley. It's Mrs. DePalma from South Valley Junior High. Is Mrs. DePalma here? Yay, she's here. Thank you, Kinsley. Thanks for your help. You can go sit back there. Mrs. DePalma. I hope you like pizza and pasta on pizza, because that's my favorite thing at Sal's. Congratulations. Thank you. Thanks for your work. All right, we do this really efficiently. Oh, Councilmember Yentes is here. Thank you, Councilmember Yentes. Rave, so everybody knows who you are. Good. All right, 3 groups we do this in. So the first group is our elementary age students from Ashland Ranch Elementary all the way down to Islands Elementary. So if your child goes to one of those schools, we want to see those kids down here with Councilmember Ray. So send them down.
And you can tell them the parents can come down and take a picture.
Come on, Kinsley, lead the way. All right, Lauren, raise your hand. This is Lauren. Lauren is awesome. Lauren is part of our digital team. She will be taking professional-ish looking pictures tonight. She's really skilled. I'm only teasing her. And those will be on Facebook and Flickr this evening. And then parents, when your child is called up for their award, you're welcome to come down here and prep for that. That's a good spot for a photo. So we'll do Lauren's photo first and then the parent photo. Okay? Are we good? All right. Show us how this works, Vice Mayor.
Well, we appreciate all of the kids, and we welcome all of them here. So, from Bridges Elementary, Kinsley Miller. You can.
Oh, thank you.
From Burke Elementary, Gabriel Acosta. From Centennial Elementary, Sophia Hester. From Chaparral Elementary, Kate Belch. From Christ Greenfield Lutheran, Lucas Keys.
I'm calling BS.
From Coronado Elementary, Daniel Brocker.
What an easy name.
From Eduprise School, Parker Welch. Excuse me, Walsh. From Gateway Point Elementary, Laney Orchard. From Gilbert Elementary, Adam A.J. William. From Higley Traditional Academy, Cayman Hun.
Why? Because of his teachers?
Woo-hoo. From Houston Elementary, Macy Welsh.
Thank you, Group 1. Group 2 is the rest of our elementary school students. So we invite them to come on down. And we know it's a school night, so if you need to leave, we're not offended by that. We totally get it. So we'll do a quick little transition as Group 2 comes down, and anybody that needs to leave is welcome. So thanks.
Mayor, I think we're ready to begin Group 2. From Leading Edge Academy, Brylan Carrillo. Oh, excuse me, Braylon. Yes, sorry about that, Braylon. From Mesquite Elementary, Alexis Garcia. From Patterson Elementary, Dakota Cody Dent. Oh, is it? Oh, yeah. Unbelievable. From Pioneer Elementary, Mara White. From from Playa del Rey Elementary, Mia Lopez. From Riggs Elementary, Christopher Burra. From Santan Elementary, Scarlett Richards. From Sellers Point Elementary, Anna Broxma. From Sonoma Ranch Elementary, Annabella Bozeman. From Spectrum Elementary, Madeline DeYoung. From Town Meadow Elementary, Elena Elmze. From Val Vista Lakes Elementary, Sophia Geller. From Weinberg Elementary, Joshua Brosman.
All right, group 3 is our junior high and high school students, including our middle schools, so come on down.
All right. All right. I know.
I know. I didn't.
Yeah.
Maybe they didn't bring as bigger groups with them. Actually, I don't think we have as many names. Yeah. All right. These boxes aren't.
All right, from Campo Verde High School, Brooke Glauswiski. No, Brooke. She was from a prior month. So we just thought we'd help her. From Campo Verde High School, from Campo Verde High School, Matt Lazier. There we go. Thank you.
Everybody's been making fun of me for the past 12 months. I just want to point that out. Maybe 11 months.
From Cooley Middle School, Michael Molina.
Not as easy as it looks, is it?
The names are really pretty
They've been
simple.
easy tonight. Yeah, they really have been.
From Gilbert Classical Academy, and this is from the prior month, Kensington McGriver. There's two. There's actually two. So that was from the prior month. All right. So from Gilbert Classical Academy, Chinhan Zhang. Okay. Is that right? Okay. Yeah, we got it? Yeah. From Gilbert High School, Adam Jarman. From Greenfield Junior High, Heidi White. Kelly may not be here. Because she's a prior. Yeah. All right, we have two from Higley High School, one from last month. So I'm going to go with Kelly Anderson. All right. From Higley High School, Chantel Alani Brown. Yeah, I love it. Superman. Chantel, you have to go back in line. I love it. From Mesquite High School, Lucas James Nearing. From Mesquite Junior High, Preston Kirby. From Payne Junior High, Ethan Thompson. It is. All right, we have two from Perry High School, one from a prior month. So Glenn, are you here? Okay, Glenn's not here. All right, from Perry High School, Grant Williams. And from South Valley Junior High, Mitchell Hamrock.
Silly picture? Okay, silly time.
Thank you. Thanks for coming tonight. That does conclude the Student Citizen of the Month, and we will begin our council meeting in about a minute. Thanks.
Get down there.
Good evening. We'd like to welcome you to our January 22nd Town Council meeting. Thank you all for being here. Councilmember Anderson will kick us off tonight with the Scouts.
Thank you, Mayor. It's a pleasure to have our Scouts lead us in the pledge at each council meeting. Tonight we have Troop 873 here with us, and we've asked Zach from Troop 873 to lead us in the pledge tonight, Mayor.
Please rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Zach. What we'd like to do now is have each of you introduce yourselves, give us your name, your rank, or your position in the troop. And then I will also, as we do that, I will hand you a special gift, which is a copy of the Constitution, which is something we hand out to all the Scouts that come to our meetings.
Me? I'm Zach, and I'm a life.
My name is McKay Samuel Householder, and I'm a star.
My name is Ben, and I'm a first class.
My name is Max, and I am a life.
My name is Josh, and I'm alive.
My name's Austin Weber, and I'm a star.
My name's Ethan Kempton, and I'm a star.
He's been working on that one. That's my son.
My name's Nathan Wilding, and I'm a life.
Okay. My name is Matt Kempton, and I'm one of the Scout leaders.
I'm Sean Smith. I'm a Scout leader as well.
I'm Ryan Christensen. I'm still a Life Scout and a Scoutmaster.
And just like I announced, Chantel Brown, that just got an award, is the Scoutmaster that's just here. But he had to leave with his family to go help celebrate her success. So that's Maury.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mayor.
Councilmember Anderson, I'm sorry to put you on the spot, but would you mind offering our invocation this evening? Thank you.
Our Father in heaven, we are so grateful for this opportunity to be united together this evening in this council meeting. We are thankful, Father, for the members of this community and for the great things that they do. And we are thankful that we have the opportunity to serve and pray that we might do that with their needs and desires in mind, that we might be able to continue to create such a great community. We are thankful, Father, for the guidance we receive by Thee. Pray that Thou will continue to bless us in the decisions we must make, that it will be in accordance to Thy will. Again, we thank Thee for this opportunity this evening and ask this and say this in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Thank you, Councilmember Anderson. The clerk will now conduct the roll call.
Mayor Jen Daniels.
Here.
Vice Mayor Eddie Cook.
Here.
Councilmember Scott Anderson. Councilmember Bridget Peterson.
Here.
Councilmember Jordan Ray.
Here.
Councilmember Jared Taylor.
Here.
Councilmember Amy Yentis.
Here.
A quorum is present.
Thank you. I'd like to just take a moment really quickly to move the current events from the mayor up in the meeting. And last Saturday, Councilmember Jared Taylor celebrated a birthday, we believe. So, Councilmember, we have this, and the cookies that you're eating, that's in honor of your birthday. So, happy birthday. All right. That moves us to communications from citizens. Vice Mayor?
Thank you, Mayor. We have two that would like to speak. You'll have 3 minutes to speak. If you can clearly state your name and your place of residence when you come up to the podium. So we'd like to first invite Paul Rodriguez.
Patrick, are you assisting us with the...
Thank you, Vice Mayor, Mayor, council members. My name is Paul Rodriguez. I'm the homeless cat self-appointed liaison to the town council. I await your impeachment. That was a joke. Anyway, I do want to report on a husband and wife who own a business in Gilbert. They wish to remain anonymous. They do not want any recognition. But on Thursday night, January 10th, at about 10 o'clock p.m., they set out to capture, trap some homeless cats in their neighborhood. I lent them a hand. They did not have a vehicle large enough to carry 11 traps. So I lent them my pickup, and they trapped actually 12 cats that night, but they released 3 because they'd already been spayed and neutered. So there was a net 9 cats that were trapped between 10 o'clock and 2 in the morning. That would be obviously Friday, January 11th. And then after getting about 3 hours of sleep, those cats were taken over to a low-cost spay neuter clinic on Main Street in Mesa. And at 4 o'clock that afternoon, they were retrieved, so to speak. This husband and wife kept them in their garage as overnight, and then they released them the next morning. Unfortunately, one of the cats had a serious eye injury. So my wife and I took it to one of our veterinarians, and they recommended that the eye be removed from this injured cat. So that was done the following Wednesday. That cat is still recuperating in one of our guest rooms. And if anyone wants to chip in toward the $1,000 vet bill, feel free to stop me at the doorway. These people did not want any recognition. Not all their neighbors were on board, but I feel they should be recognized even if it's anonymous. And I thank you for lending an ear this evening. Good night.
Mayor, we'd like to invite former council member, former vice mayor, Les Presnick.
This is a special treat, I think.
We'll see. Actually, I would have preferred to be introduced by some of my current positions rather than my former ones, but thank you very much.
I think that list is pretty long, and due to my advanced age, I would probably forget half of them.
Well, you could have taken all 3 minutes, and then I wouldn't have had to say anything. Anyway, Mayor Daniels, Vice Mayor Cook, Gilbert Town Council. My name is Les Presnick. I am a resident of the great town of Gilbert. And this evening, I'm here representing FACE, which is the Foundation for Arts, Culture, Education of the East Valley. I have been on this board for about 10 years. We started as the advisory board for the Higley Center for the Performing Arts. And for anybody out there who hasn't looked at the programming at HCPA, I would encourage you to do so. It is, unfortunately, a hidden gem in the town of Gilbert. I say unfortunately because there still aren't record auditorium filling crowds. But for example, February 14th, they are bringing in the LA Theater Works to do their version of Steel Magnolias. And prior to that, there are several music groups in that week. It really is an opportunity to see some top great acts. But I just wanted to make a few comments about FACE. For example, this past year, we were the only Gilbert nonprofit to receive a grant from the Arizona Commission on the Arts. But more importantly, next Thursday and Friday, the last Thursday and Friday of this month, for the 10th year in a row, we are presenting what we call Building Bridges. It's a musical program starring Tom Chapin. For those of you who might remember a certain songwriter, musician by the name of Harry Chapin, Tom is his brother. He puts on a tremendous show engaging K through 6 students in a musical program. We've been doing this. This will be our 10th year. It's totally at no cost to any of the school kids that attend. We raise the money to help fund the buses. Over the past 10 years, we have touched the lives of about 25,000 students from over 40 schools. We have reached out the last couple of years trying to engage charter schools. This year, we've even reached out to homeschooling programs. We even have established what we call our sensor-friendly Building Bridges program for those with autism and other special needs, because we feel that art enriches lives. Everyone should have access to the arts. I am not here to ask the town of Gilbert for any funding this evening. I just wanted to make you aware of this. For those of you who don't know me, I just retired as a mining engineer, and the 15 more seconds, please. Oh, no. Yeah. And I'm here to tell you that arts is an important part of our lives. We now know that art helps people with math and science. I've always loved math and science, but I grew up playing the piano, playing the guitar, clarinet, bass drum, and cymbals in the marching band back when we didn't know we were supposed to be nerds. And I can only think that some of that certainly helped with my education and my interest in science and math. And so this won't be the last time that you hear from me regarding FACE. I would encourage everybody to go to our website. It's very easy, faceev.org. We are doing fundraising and selling tickets for that Steel Magnolias program on February 14th, and I would encourage everyone to make that your date night and go see Steel Magnolias at HCPA. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Les. I believe that completes our communications from citizens and moves us to our consent agenda.
Thank you, Mayor. We have a couple items from the consent calendar we want to pull. Item number 5, item number 7, item number 10, and item 15A. Therefore, I'd like to move that we approve agenda items 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Please vote. That motion carries with a 7-0 vote. Thank you. That moves us to agenda item 5.
Councilmember Anderson.
Thank you. I'll be very brief. I just want to raise again a red flag, same as I did a couple months ago about this, and it may be, I'm not sure if it's Patrick that this is directed to or not, but I'm concerned that we're now paying some increased fees for recyclable material, and I know the recycling market is in shambles right now. And I'm fearful that this may continue, and I'd like to have the staff keep us updated and briefed about what's happening in the recyclable market so that if we're having to face increased fees, even though right now, as outlined in the report, it's still 8 times less than a regular tipping fee, but it's going to continue in the future, and I'd like to make sure that we address this.
Mayor, Councilmember Anderson would be happy to keep you apprised. There is a lot of turmoil in the recyclable markets, and we're not sure where that's going to continue to head, but we'll make sure we explore all options and keep you apprised of where things stand.
Thank you. Move approval of item number 5.
Second. Please vote. That motion carries with a 7-0 vote. Thank you. That moves us to agenda item 7.
And that will be Councilman Yentes.
Simply pulled this one to recuse myself.
Mayor, I move that we approve agenda item number 7.
Second. We have a motion and a second. Please vote. That motion carries with a 6-0 vote with 1 recusal. Thank you. That moves us to agenda item 10.
Councilmember Taylor.
Mayor, there was a lot in the packet on this one here. Let me just address one thing here that got me to pause. We saw the chamber letter and the concern that they had. I combine that with the road. Let's talk about the roads SDF. I guess just a quick summary for those following. This is some updated assumptions that system development fees will be based on. There's a lot to be said there. One of the additions in the system development fee portfolio would be a new SDF for roads. And looking at the roads, 2/3 of the money that would be raised is really for one project, is a potential bridge connecting Akatia Road over the new park. And when I think of the trade-off here, right, there's always trade-offs. Is that worth it to maybe slow down business growth potentially? I do agree with the chamber's concern on that for that particular project. That gives me pause in wanting to move this along tonight, because I think if there's other ways that we can fund some of the projects that we have without having a negative effect in place for our business community, I think we should take a serious look at that. And so I'd like to see more information on that before approving, but wanted to share that feedback with you and the council, Mayor. Thank you.
Any other comments or concerns? We can follow that up when we cover that agenda item, if that's all right, under administrative items. Okay. I have a couple things to add to that as well, and I think it's an important dialogue we'll have here. All right. With that, is there a motion?
Mayor, I move we approve agenda item 10.
Second.
Please vote. That motion carries with a 6-1 vote. Thank you. And that moves us to agenda item 15A. I just wanted to quickly draw your attention to this. This is a resolution adopting Kindness USA as the official nickname of the town of Gilbert and establishing April 22nd to April 28th, 2019 as Gilbert Kindness Week. I think kindness is already alive and well in the town of Gilbert, but we have a group of individuals within the community who are working on some really incredible things to coincide with that week. So we did this a little early, a little bit ahead of time to help them accomplish their purposes, and it fits really well with our Gilbert Kindness initiative in the town of Gilbert. So just wanted to make sure everyone was aware of that and to look forward to some of the exciting events that'll happen April 22nd to the 28th. With that, I move to approve.
Second.
Please vote. That motion carries with a 7-0 vote. Thank you. All right, that does complete our consent agenda and moves us to our public hearing items.
And Mayor, we have to vote separately on agenda item 18 and 19.
Correct.
And I would like to have further discussion on agenda item number 20.
Any other requests on public hearing items? Okay, I will open the public hearing on agenda items 17, 18 and close the public hearing on those agenda items and entertain a motion.
Move to approve, Mayor.
Second.
Please vote. That motion carries with a 7-0 vote. And now we can do agenda item 19. I will open the public hearing on agenda item 19 and close the public hearing and entertain a motion.
Move to approve item 19, Mayor.
Second.
Please vote. That motion carries with a 7-0 vote. Thank you. And agenda item 20, Vice Mayor.
Maybe we just have Eric, is Eric here? Just maybe just a high-level overview of the change in the language.
I'm going to open the public hearing again because I can't remember if I did it or not. So that's what happens. I'll open the public hearing on agenda item 20. Eric, I think he wants a brief synopsis of the item before us.
Sure, Mayor and Council. Just as a reminder, Eric Brown, your Water Resource Manager. This small tweak to statute is an effort to increase the town's flexibility in water resource management. Currently, we've got the prohibition on any use of potable water in lakes that are constructed in Gilbert. And we've got a few opportunities moving forward for some amenities that otherwise would not be allowable in Gilbert if not for the use of potable water for public safety and enjoyment of those facilities. And so we are proposing to make that small change to allow it on town property in order to maximize the benefit for the public, but also to protect our water supply.
Thank you, Eric. Mayor and Council, as I served here for our team as it relates to protecting our water, I'm actually not in favor of the language change, and I am going to take a very conservative view. I fully understand and appreciate what the intent is as it relates to the tool and the flexibility, but I think as we move into an unfortunate long-term drought, and we don't see how Mother Nature is going to be providing any net new water for us for some period of time, I think for me, the times are not to move forward, with this particular change. And again, I fully appreciate and understand the intent of this, but I'm just going to take a conservative view and not support the change.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Any other comments? I'll just make a statement about this particular agenda item. I think we do need some flexibility. I understand, of course, the magnitude of water and the importance of water, not only in the desert, but from a policymaker's perspective. I do sit on Kyle Leadership Board for Water Resources and study quite a bit about the impacts that water has. I'm really proud of the position that Gilbert is in as it relates to water. We are a 100% recharge community, which is not something that every community can say, and how important that is as part of our water portfolio. I had a really interesting interaction several years ago with an organization, and they were complaining about our riparian reserve, that the town of Gilbert had wasted all these resources on building a bird park. And I quickly helped them understand that that facility is used for water recharge, and because of the responsible water management and continued efforts in innovation and efficiency as it relates to water, Gilbert turned a otherwise unuseful, and I think this was under the direction of Councilmember Anderson, so maybe I should be letting him explain this, but they turned something that could have been, an undesignated or really unenjoyed community facility and turned it into something really special and unique for our community, and have done that multiple times. So I'm grateful for the work that our water team has done and the opportunity that we have to see some opportunities. I completely understand the position that you're taking, especially some of the political pressures that might be existing right now at the Capitol and through AMWA and other water organizations. So I appreciate your leadership and continue to respect that position. I am in favor of this and would like to see us move forward.
Mayor, I move to approve item 20 as presented by staff and published in the public documents today.
Second. All right, I will close the public hearing and let's vote. That motion carries with a 6-1 vote. Thank you. That moves us to administrative items. Agenda item 21, which is what I referenced a little bit ago, that we can continue that conversation. I appreciate the chamber and the chamber's perspective. I see Kathy Tilkey in the back there representing the chamber. Thank you for being here. Do we have any requests to speak on this agenda item?
Mayor, we do not.
Okay. Does council wish to have a presentation on this agenda item? We've studied this quite a bit. It's a long process, so we've had a lot of conversation. Do you want to? Okay. Councilmember Yentes?
Mayor, council members, thank you for the opportunity. We are in the middle of this process. It is a system development fee update. We started this process in October and noticed to the stakeholders that we would be starting down this road. It's required by state statute that we update our system development fees every 5 years, and we're at that point. So by statute, we do need to work through the updating process. In December, we had a public hearing. Tonight, we adopted the land use assumptions and infrastructure improvement plan, which are the projects associated with growth that are needed to provide the same level of service to new residents and businesses that are moving into our community. And we have them pay for their impact to our community through the system development fees. We also need to finish the process, or it continues on, that today we would do a notice of intent to adopt the fees. So we've adopted what the projects are and the land use assumptions associated with it, but we haven't actually adopted the fee that would be charged to the development community. So the notice of intention would be letting the community know we are then going to do the calculations for the actual fee and work towards adopting the fee. We would look at doing a public hearing on March 7th, and then actual adoption more than 30 days later, which would be April 18th meeting, and then they wouldn't be effective until July 8th. The fees, so tonight we had the land use assumptions, and the service area is all of Gilbert except for wastewater, which has the Neely and the Greenfield sections. And then the infrastructure improvement plan are just those projects associated with growth. There is a change in rates that is associated here. And you can see what this would be for a single family. We typically look at single family just because it's a defined unit that's a little bit easier to determine, whereas commercial has a lot of variability on how those fees would be calculated with water meter size and square footage. You can see that the biggest change here is the system development fees are pretty much the same as what they have been or what they are currently. The biggest difference is the yellow box, which is associated with the roads fee. The roads is a new system development fee that we have not charged in the past. It is associated with road segments and some intersections that would be needed to serve growth into the future. For comparison, the roads fee is charged by many of our other communities. The blue on here is what's currently charged. The other communities are hitting the same 5-year window, and so they're working on updating theirs, but not all of them have. Those that have posted, we've listed here so that you can see. Gilbert really is kind of in the middle of the pack on the roads fees of what's being charged. If you look for combined, what would this be for, how does Gilbert compare to all of the combined? And again, the blue here shows what is currently adopted by those municipalities. The green is what they've published as proposed so far. Again, Gilbert is a little bit higher, on the higher end, but not the highest of the pack. And a lot of this is because we're still a high growth community. We have a lot of infrastructure that needs to be put in place still. And also, each of the communities charges a different number of fees. They title them differently. Not all of them charge for the same types of infrastructure as Gilbert does. So there are some differences here, but just for comparison, wanted to show a single family resident with a 3/4 inch meter. So that's the basic of what's happening tonight or what's being proposed, and then we would ask to be able to notice the intent to adopt those fees so we could continue to have that public feedback and input before the public meeting later in March.
Mayor, I just would like an opportunity to sit down and kind of do a deeper dive on this with you and get some of the background information. I appreciate some of the comparisons with the other cities. I'd be interested to see kind of the breakdown, you know, the parks compared to other cities, the ones, you know, all the different designations. So, but I appreciate this and would love to sit down with you and talk about more.
Happy to do that.
Thank you. Any additional questions? All right. With that, I will entertain a motion.
Mayor, I move, there'll be two parts. Move to direct staff to publish a notice of intention to increase system development fees for associated with the police, fire, parks, recreation, traffic signals, roads, and intersections, water, wastewater, and general government systems development fees, and set the public hearing date for March 7th of 2019.
Is there a second? Second. Please vote. That motion carries with a 6-1 vote. Thank you. And to those who wish to contribute, please feel free to send us. I know I've gotten stuff from the chamber already and from the Home Builders Association, but others who are interested, we would love your feedback, and the earlier the better. So please provide that via email, and there's still a lot of time for adjustment and movement, and we're working closely with staff in order to make sure that we're hearing, listening, and then applying all of those things. So thank you, and thanks for your work, Kelly, and the entire team, Susanna and others who have been part of that. Thank you. All right, are there any reports from boards, commissions, and committees? Seeing none. Any future meeting agenda items? And a report from our town manager on current events.
Thank you, Mayor, members of the council. I'm going to start with a thank you to Robert Carmona, Parks and Recreation Director, for the excellent work on the GYSA agreement. They've been a longtime valued partner of the town and deliver an excellent product with the soccer programs down at our park. So we look forward to that continued partnership with them, and Robert and his team did an excellent job. I also want to thank Eric Brown for his work on the code amendment that you voted on tonight, as well as all the work he's been doing to advise the town and guide the town on the drought contingency plan, which is getting a lot of discussion here lately. Then want to recognize two employees with anniversaries here with the town. The first is Jessica Marlowe. This is her 5th year with the town of Gilbert. She is now our Public Works Director. She started with us as our Water Department Manager, and we have greatly enjoyed working with Jessica and all of her leadership. And then also in Public Works, Mark Horn just passed his 30-year anniversary last week, which seems hard to believe because Mark looks younger than all of us.
I was going to say he started when he was like 11.
He did. I'm jealous. But 30 years with the town, and he is someone who's certainly seen a lot of change in this community and organization, and we appreciate all of his contributions through the years and his leadership, service to our community. That's all I have. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Vice Mayor?
So I have a funny story so you remember the days when we had the midge fly issues, and I had Patrick to come with me to have dinner at a residence home because they complained about the midge flies in their homes. Well, behind them is kind of maybe the future riparian down by the new regional park. So we went out to the back into that area, and guess who was there on site? Was Mark Horn. He pulled up in his car, and we were looking at it, and then they were asking all these questions, and then Mark just came out of nowhere. It was unbelievable.
That's good customer service.
It
right
was,
there.
and he was talking about
Just
drilling.
shows up when you meet
He was
him.
talking about drilling those big old holes in the ground and so forth, and so we have great
Solutions.
drainage. So it was fantastic. So.
Oh, there's Jackson back there. Sorry I didn't see you, Jackson. Thanks for being here and more continued dialogue. Thank you. And I think Jessica had a cute 7-year-old daughter with her tonight. So thank you for bringing your family to work. I think that's important. Oh, good. Yes, the girls can hang out. Thank you. Report from council on current events. And I have nothing else to add this evening for current events. Happy birthday, Councilmember Taylor. Glad you're here. And this meeting is adjourned. Thank you.